Podcast of the week is Coleman Hughes on the Making Sense podcast with Sam Harris. So Coleman Hughes just released his brand new book, The End of Race Politics, Arguments for a Colorblind America. And there are three main points that I took away from this podcast, which was extremely interesting. Point number one, if Coleman's argument were made in the 1960s, namely during the civil rights movement, they would have been ignored probably. Not because they're not good, but because they are simply so obvious. My guess is that any participant of the civil rights movement reading what Coleman has to say would say like, you got it. Point number two. So I view Coleman as the canary in the coal mine, or should I say the canary in the Coleman. And the fact that Coleman's TED Talk was a subject for controversy is absolute insanity. It just shows how the odd and the Ibram X Kendi-esque definition of racism.
I would define it as a collection of racist policies that lead to racial inequity that are substantiated by racist ideas.
It's a circular definition that doesn't make any sense. How it becomes so prevalent among the elite that they genuinely believe that listening to someone like Coleman make them feel unsafe. Once you claim that you are unsafe, and once your employer has to be in a position to impose this unsafety upon you, that opens them up to all kind of legal proceedings or potential litigation in the future. Point number three. In order to improve race relations in America, it's actually important to have uncomfortable conversations, exactly like the one that Sam and Coleman were having. These are conversations that look at the data and they are genuinely trying to understand what is the actual source of the problem. So these are the three main elements that I took away from that conversation. But I feel strongly that if you want to learn about Coleman's book and his work, you should truly check out that conversation with Sam Harris and Coleman Hughes on the Making Sense podcast.